the stage is yours.
Hello, I'm Gregoris Patsalosavvis. Christos made a good introduction. I moved from London to Cyprus in 1996, and I practiced since then in Nicosia. And today I would like to show a few things, and we work and design for the center of Nicosia and our response to this newly formed urban environment. What I would like to say is that the center of Nicosia is, a few years ago, became a high density area. The planning law changed, the current planning law allow for high-rise buildings and dense and more density. And the question is whether the high-rise buildings are a necessity or it's a current trend, and how we respond to this thing. Our response is that any high-rise building is built to create a new life, city life, and make sure that it will respond to the future of the development of the city. Our office, as Christos said, is involved with residential projects, housing, multi-housing, commercial offices, hospitality, and public buildings. May I say, quote something from Urban Future 21. It's been said that we live in the first urban century where the majority of the world's population live in cities, and city dwellers will form part of a single network globe. Now, this makes us think about what is our collective task for the development of the urban environment. And we think that we should aim for more sustainable cities. We're not talking about new cities, we're talking about transforming our cities into sustainable and livable cities. The main principles of our office and design process is, I go next one. Sorry, I didn't change the slides before. These are some of our projects, residentials, competitions, and so on. I go back to our main concerns about in our design principles. Since we started this office, since I started my own office, it has been the environmental sustainability. Architectural design principles are based, our architectural principles are based on response to the local environment, the quality of life, the improvement of quality of life, the environmental issues, and the interaction of our architecture with the city. This is the plan of the new urban dense area of Nicosia. And with the green color, you can see where the Eleftheria Square is, designed by Zaha Hadid. The yellow spot is the new development of the old GSP Stadium of Nicosia. And the blue dots are our interventions, our office interventions into this part of the city. With yellow, you can see the busiest roads going around this commercial dense area. The first slides, the first project I will present is a joint venture project with architects Yannis Gizis, Konstantis Gizis, Efthimios Zoungas from Greece, and myself from Cyprus. It is a one competition for the development of the old GSP. It's a stadium, GSP Stadium, we call it in Greek. And the program, it's very interesting because the program of the competition, which is a result of a referendum held by municipality, the people of Nicosia asked for a park and a square. So that was a challenge to bridge these two public functions, a park and a square. We all know the size of a football pitch and a stadium. And it is impossible to have a sizable park and a sizable central square. Anyway, I mean, the competition, I think, is been won by this because our team managed to bridge these two demands of the people of Nicosia. It is the first public space in Nicosia, and it is already becoming a reference point in the development of the City in the Future project. It is on the way for construction, for the materialization of the project, and we're expected it to finish in 2.5 years' time. The third project is the first project the first building we built in this commercial area, the center of Nicosia. And it has to do, and it's a building for one of the highly respected developers in Nicosia, Nice Day Development, back in 1996 and completed in 1999. It's a building of shops, offices, and this is the first time we try to face the issues of sustainability and environmental issues. We introduce shading to all openings, controlling the sun and the light, the natural light, filtering the natural light at the same time, and protecting from the intense heat, summer heat. It's been a long time since then, more than 20 years, and we always refer to this project because it was the first workshop of defining our design tools. The next project is near Gassipi. A few years after we won the competition for Gassipi, we were commissioned by a private client to design a mixed-use development building in right at the northeast side of Gassipi, the east side corner of Gassipi. And this was a real challenge, how to respond to this new reality of Gassipi and create a landmark, and at the same time a building which sustainable and provide quality of life to its residents. Initially, this was a mixed-use building, offices and residential. At ground floor, receptions and common areas, 8 floors of offices, and then the top floors, residential units. And in the middle, common areas with the gym and cafe. Because of the economic crisis in 2013, the commission came in 2013, immediately just before the big economic crisis in Cyprus. And everything slowed down until 2015. And in 2017, the client decided to change the program and make it a 4-star hotel, adding 8 more floors and a total of 20, which make it a total of 28 floors. So a vertical hotel containing all the functions of the hotel, receptions, conference areas, gym, restaurants, open-air swimming pools on the top, swimming pool on the top, and in the middle again an area where the administration area. The interesting thing about this, this building is that we try, first of all, the shape of the building derives from the site conditions. We wanted to respond to the recipe competition, the new situation, and try to make the tower as a landmark next to the first public square of Nicosia, oriented north with south, all the habitable spaces with south orientation, plenty of natural lighting, and using and having the benefits of the sun when they need it. And of course, control the sun where we don't need it, and filter the lighting for the inside spaces. So the necessity of developing a system which will do this environmental thing forced us to design a double layer facade. The external layer of the facade consists of metal structure, of metal panels, perforated in its the majority are perforated, and movable and make them mechanically moving them mechanically so they can control at each time of the day when they want and when they need the penetration of natural light and protected from the sun. We spent a considerable time working out this system with local manufacturers because, as you understand, importing these systems will be very expensive, and cost is for a private investor is crucial. So we managed to develop a system, a forking system, which will serve our design goals. The system is highly developed and is competent at this stage, so we use it to we're use it to our next project. Now, the last project, and the project which is the red dot on the map, it's under construction now, and it's again a mixed-use building by Nice State Development, and it uses the same principles on the external skin, as we can see here. Here we have the panel as a pivot panel. Some are fixed, some are pivot according to the inside factions, to the factions of the spaces behind them. The site was an irregular and very difficult site. So, and hold on a minute, both of the sorry. So, let's go back. Yes. Now the site is, as I said, it's irregular. It was very difficult to locate it, to create a plan with the core inside the shell of the building. It's a very narrow site. The thing we left over, it's a very narrow site, and we've located the core of the building right at the outer skin of the building. We'll see it later. This is at the center, one of the most busy roads of Nicosia. It consists of shops at ground floor level, 6 floors of offices, an intermediate common space, and 6 floors of residential houses. And now this is the response to the urban fabric. It's a long, very slim and tall building, open on both sides, on north, west, south, creating flexible spaces, a shallow plan where the natural light can penetrate quite easily everywhere. And with this, with the sun shading system, we control, people who can control and both the lighting and the protection of the interior. The housing apartments are always huge, very luxurious spaces, open again north to south, with openings from east, west, and the penthouse has a swimming pool as well on the top, on the roof. Now the shading system is which we use here, as I said, is coming from the first project. The idea is coming from the first topic, developed at the project of the hotel. And here we elaborated a bit more, make it pivoting here, not faulting it, and having the result we wanted for the building. Now the building has, during the day, has a uniform solid form, and slowly, when the sun goes away, it begins to show its interiors by opening up these folding panels and revealing the inside spaces, revealing the private space, penetrating the private spaces or public spaces. This is our presentation so far. I think we finished before our time.
Okay, thank you very much.